circle mode Zelda and had to turn around. I mean, we just had a practice one on the Discord. Did that to the runners. But anyways, we are off and running. Oh, and it's mirrored, by the way, so have fun with that if it's your first time seeing it.
Nice.
So it should be nothing out of the ordinary to start this. They need the sword, of course. They're probably going to need some candle and some bombs, so it's just going to be an open cave hunt to start.
Yep, and we find a white sword right away.
Yep, that is unshuffled in this flag set. There's also a boomstick out there somewhere, so heads up for that. Oh.
And I didn't notice what was out on the ladder spot.
I get a second glance from Tabin and it looks like the raft.
Okay, and Eat My Steel has found the wood sword. That is at the... That would be the potion shop near level 3. But small secrets, kind of small. We get the boomerang Armos item over on Truant Gamer's side. And now Tabin with the boomerang pickup, but runs into a Lionel and is taking a death. And nice screen scroll onto the Raft Island for Truant Gamer. Fairly healthy medium secret.
The interesting thing about the Mirrored Overworld is there are a handful of tricks that do not work anymore, but there's also a couple of new ones that you can kind of locate and use to your advantage. I know Death Mountain gets a little bit easier to get both sides of it done because of the spot that you can traverse between east and west. I'll say this, cheap bombs also really helps in seeds like this, so having the 5 bomb shop there is pretty helpful as it'll let Truant Gamer explore his starting location, find another bomb shop.
Yep. Oh, and that is very useful, having a bomb shop right at start with those cheap bombs. And we get, meat is pretty cheap today, only 2 above the minimum price for the cheap meat, so if they need it, that shouldn't be too hard. Ooh, and those red moblins are going down to just a boomerang. But we find our first Take Any, Mr. Dunlow picking up the blue candle. Whoa, Red Lionels also rolled down a bit in health. And we see our first dungeon.
Yep, so we're looking for room drop spots in each of these rooms to kind of determine where it is. There's going to be a chance that we never actually see a item drop in a specific spot in the dungeon to be able to figure it out, but we'll try our best to get the middle column sorted.
Wait, is this are these 0 HP enemies, or is it just everything just happens to be rolling down? Oh no, I'm seeing the blue Octorok taking multiple hits on Eat My Steel side. I guess Dunlo just got kind of lucky with things that go down to a boomerang. So far we've seen red moblins, red Lionels, and Wallmasters all go down to the boomerang.
And we've gone from a blue level on Dunlow's screen to Truant in a very bright yellow screen. So
Yeah, it's kind of a sandy color. But without the wood sword, he's not getting terribly far in that level.
Eat My Steel is still the only one to have found the wood sword, and he's kind of
Yep.
trying to navigate through the screen on half a heart. So,
And he's also become the last of our forerunners to pick up the boomerang. And Dunlow's going to try that blue level again.
yeah, it looks like he's going to try the south direction. See if that gets him any further. Doesn't look like it with that ladder.
Nope.
Ladder block. Nope.
But that does bring him up to 5 hearts. So it's a pretty decent chance that he'll be able to pick up that white sword.
I'm pretty sure he's seen it, so he's taking kind of an interesting route to go get it, but I think he's going to try. He's definitely still heading that direction.
Yeah.
Truant has also found the same level with the same equipment, although he does have some bombs, so he could decide to use those to get further. And you're not going to get any information in the seed whatsoever. The old men just basically stare at you and look kind of funny, saying nothing.
And Truant grabbing the heart container from the Take Any.
He's gambling a little bit on the candle, I think. I haven't seen him pick one up yet. He's looking for that white sword payoff, I suspect.
Most likely, yeah.
And it is available at 5 hearts as...
Yeah, though, actually, I just saw Mr. Dunlow. I had noticed that it seemed like he, when he went back into the level, he had to pick up that heart container a second time, and I just looked at his screen. He doesn't have a blue candle either. I think he retried and took the heart instead himself, and that's why he's on 5 hearts. But 5 hearts is enough for the white sword. We see Truant Gamer pick it up. Eat My Steel now in a bright yellow level. I don't know if that's the same one that, I think it is the same one that Truant was in, and it's just a difference in their, what's the word I'm looking for? It looks different on different people's screens sometimes.
Yep, it's just a difference in equipment used for playing the game.
That's the word I was looking for. And Eat My Steel does have a blue candle. And we find the magical sword, but they're probably not going to be picking that up, especially not when it's so far out of the way.
Yeah, it's worth noting there's no heart shuffle either, so the dungeon floor drops in the majority of the levels will simply be hearts, with the exception of the 2 levels that have other alternative floor drops.
Yeah. And Dunlow going back into level blue, now equipped with his white sword. Truant Gamers found the any roads. Oh, and John Tabin picked up the letter when we weren't watching. Pretty cheap red potion, only 50 rupees. Blue rolled down a little bit as well, but it's definitely still a much better buy to buy the red. And saves on time. And we're about to get a map. Okay, level blue is 24 rooms. Kind of medium-sized. I guess maybe like either a big 4 or a slightly small to medium 5.
It definitely looks like a middle of the road kind of dungeon as far as its sizing. So I think we'll look and see if the tea room happens to spawn in here, and that's probably going to give us our best indicator.
Yeah, either that or if a passage staircase shows up, we'll be able to rule out level 4, and then it'll be either 5 or a very small 6. Nah, I've never seen a 6 that small in shapes.
So we've got, looks like 3 people in that medium-sized dungeon, and Truant, based on the purple outline, appears to be somewhere else. Actually, no, Tabin's also somewhere else because of where he is on the map.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got at least 2, maybe 3 different dungeons going here between the runners. All kind of a similar base color, though, so that's pretty tricky.
Truant decided he's not interested in exploring his, but and yeah, Tabin still without any type of sword, but he's found the silver arrows. Oh, but those keys are not going down to a boomerang. Oh no.
Well, he has the knowledge at least, so it's now just about getting back there, either now or whenever he picks up a sword.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he was hoping that they wouldn't have respawned yet, but they always do after a death.
Yeah, we do have a passage.
Passage staircase in our original level blue. I'm going to guess this is probably level 5. I guess it could also be a kind of small 7, but 5 seems like the one that makes the most sense. And yep, Donglo is going to try to go back in quickly, steal that key. That is a kind of interesting drop location. I'm not as familiar with which drops mean what. So does that placement of that key tell you anything about which level we're in? Not that one that was in the middle of the room. The other one that was kind of off to the side in a 4-block room.
I don't really memorize too many of the kind of off placements outside of level 1's placement and level 3's placement.
Fair enough.
I think pretty soon here he's just going to have to key door, yeah.
Yep.
Dunlow is clearing rooms, but then realized, oh, hey, there's a Patra in the tea room, so maybe we won't find out yet. We were hoping the tea
Yeah.
room would be cleared.
Oh, and we've got a dark purple and black dungeon. Oh, and we find the item in level probably 5, and is just the magic boomerang. And
Yeah, I feel
Dunlow's
pretty.
gonna pick up this. Was thinking of perhaps picking up this Triforce since it's so close to the entrance. But since it is open 9, it's just going to leave that.
I think it's kind of safe to go ahead and say that that was 5 because the tea room spawned there and it has a decent
Yeah.
chance of spawning in 5. And since we had a transport passage,
Yeah. We also had a transport passage in the level Truant Gamer's in, but I haven't seen enough of it to know if there's a.
it's a segmented 1, guaranteed.
Yeah. I just noticed the key in the 5-block room, and I'm like, I was just about to say I haven't seen enough to know if it's possibly just a segmented level, and then the telltale sign of it being 1 popped up.
I was going to say, it's a questionable key usage into that one-off room, but it's going to turn into the power bracelet, so I guess it works out for him in the end.
Could be. Oh, and well, you get what you pay for. Minimum cost bomb upgrade for the minimum 2 extra bombs. And we find level 1's heart container.
So that leaves just 1 floor item outstanding. I think he's probably got it cleared, see if it's potentially a bow or something that might block
He's
level 9.
definitely going to clear these last couple of rooms, but there is the possibility that that dig dogger in the room with the staircase item could also be guarding the floor drop.
So the yellow dungeon is level 6 because Dunlow just picked up the Triforce piece out of it. And I think that is persuaded him not to continue digging for the item for now.
Oh, okay. Still has to keep door north to these couple of rooms. And we find the magical shield.
Now, that was the aforementioned swap for the boomstick, which is in the shop now, so instead of the book being level 1, you get the shield. Now, this is a rather annoying Triforce room to have to clear. He doesn't necessarily have to clear it, but I think he wants the health pretty badly, so he's going to try.
Yeah.
And looks like Taben's finally found his wooden sword, so finally has the combat he was looking for to kind of start his seat off. Keep in mind, while it looks like he's behind, he's not necessarily behind because he already has the Silver's location in his head, so he just has to go back there at some point.
Yep. And Truant picks up the Triforce from level 1. Masteel now exploring those any roads.
I've definitely seen worse any roads than what this one has provided.
Yep. And Taben is indeed right back into. Oh, yeah. Yep, he is heading back in for those silver arrows.
How about some super ropes? They're 5 HP.
Yep, and only. Yep, he's gonna be fighting with this. Meanwhile, we've found yet another level on Truant Gamer's side. Roughly the same color as a vanilla level 2, but that doesn't mean a thing in these flags.
Alright, looks like he's got
And-
a, he's got a heart and a half now. I think
Heart
he's
and a
gonna get
half
there.
now. Should easily be able to get past these, and he's got it. And it looks like Eat My Steel has just found that very same level.
Yeah, with just the key door to the right, this room could potentially drop the map, and that would give us some sort of indication. Assuming he clears it, which unfortunately he's already perished, but I'm hopeful it has it, so then we can kind of guess at what the silver arrow location was.
Speaking of maps, we've got one on Truant Gamer's side. I count 16 rooms, so that could be like a level 3, maybe?
Well, it
Give or
depends on
take.
what.
Could,
It
could
depends on
even
what
be a level
happens.
2, yeah.
Depends on what happens in that maze room to me, because we've got the potential for that maze room to drop an item or something on the ground still, and it could just end up being like the super tiny level 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say level 3, give or take.
Or it's level 2 with the bow on the
Take.
ground.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be like 2 or 4. And the 2 colored level is 2. So Truant has found the bow, Eat My Steel and John Tabin have found the silvers. Nobody has found level 9.
I mean, the dream scenario here, I guess, is that you need the ladder to get the raft to get the only location you can't actually access in Mirrored on the Raft Islands. But I don't think we'll see that big of a troll in this seed. I think it'll be a little bit different. Dunlow probably knows he's in level 1 now based on the drop and such that he saw in the early rooms.
Yeah. So he'll be getting his power bracelet.
This is a bit of an interesting play from Eat My Steel. He's digging a little bit further in this greenish tinted level.
Yeah. I wonder if he's thinks he might be in level 8. I mean, we don't really have that much of an idea, but with how far side to side and how high up it is, there's a chance it's level 8, but he is leaving.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he realized that Heart Shuffle was off. That might have also persuaded him. But we don't have a super buried level 9.
Tabin has found level 9.
So I think his play will actually to look around in here a little bit, if nothing else, just to secure some locations of Zelda and Ganon.
Yeah, and even though we know that he won't find the bow in here, the fact that it's a possibility on these flags, I completely agree with this decision.
Yeah, there is still a chance that the ladder is in level 9 for this seed. It's kind of a small chance because of how many opportunities there are to be ladder blocks, but never say
And
never.
Eat My Steel has found the bookshop. It's over on that corner of Candle Row.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking about it, but he wants to find the wand first. Once you
Yeah.
find that wand, then it's like that makes or breaks some of this the lack of maps, because the book will not give you the map this seed.
Yes, but in the absence of a map, the ability to just point at a wall and tell it to open if it can is a great substitute.
What's amazing is the seed has so much money in it that Truant has bought a bomb upgrade and is going to stumble across the book and be very close to the range at which the book can roll, so he's not going to be too many secrets away.
Yeah,
Heck, just one.
a single small secret would be enough. But he takes a Lionel sword,
Red
and
ring.
oh yeah, that this dip into level 9 still pays off.
We'll see if
And
he continues. I almost think you don't, just because you get the red
yeah,
ring, but he might.
I think he thought about it, and Mr. Dunlow has also found level 9. He is our only runner with neither half of the bow and silver's equation.
It's rough for him because he's hoping that there's something in here, but we already know that neither of the items required for certain are in level 9 tonight.
And Eat My Steel is into level blue with a purple tint, while Truant Gamer is in the level with the silver arrows. So he should be coming across the full picture shortly, and he has not located level 9 yet, but he's in very good position right now. Oh, and the level that Eat My Steel is in looks gigantic. That might be level 8.
Given we've
Or I guess
seen,
it could be level 6.
well, we've seen that the yellow dungeon is level 6 thanks to Mr. Dunlow picking that
We've
Triforce
seen
up.
which one's level 6. Okay, then that's gotta be 8. So I don't know which dungeon the silver arrows are in, but whichever one it is, it's probably not level 8. Yeah, and that just confirmed that it's a big dungeon. So that would, yeah. So I'm thinking, silvers. We didn't really get enough to see which dungeon it was. Just based on the size, it's either, and the compass, where the compass pulled up, I'd have to say it's either it's 7, or if it's 3 or 4, it's probably segmented. But, yeah, we really have nothing to go on.
Yeah, I would say it's. I would be willing to bet it was 7, but we don't have that confirmation to be able to post it as far as whether or not it truly was.
Yeah, and we have the map of level 9.
Yeah, it's missing almost the entire rights column, so it's.
Yeah, I've noticed that that's been happening a lot since they redid the algorithm for level 9. And Truant Gamer buying the book.
And he was in the dungeon with the silvers, correct? So he
Yeah,
probably has them.
I'm sure he must have them.
If not, it's going to be a pretty sad time when he neglects to dig it, and it's the one place he needed to be. But find out the next time he brings up his main screen or cycles his items through to that spot.
Yeah, I would imagine as much. I mean, it was really close to the entrance.
Oh man, the Goma's in the passageway of this huge dungeon that Eat My Steel is in.
That is rough.
Although in this, well, I guess there's another potential way around it, but that almost puts you in a spot. Oh, there's another one right there too. So
Yeah.
he can't bomb up. There's no spot there. So he knows the bow is now not in here. So that should be useful information.
Yeah. Unless there's a place he hasn't checked yet. Like, was there... why is he going back up this way? He's already forgotten that.
I think he simply isn't looking at his map and thinks he can bomb past this, but there is no chance to do so.
Yeah, he just realized.
So it looks like he's given up on the dungeon, which we know is probably going to be the correct call. Could have the ladder, but as long as that's not required, it's not a huge miss for him to have to leave that dungeon.
Yeah. Nope, this is just another passage.
Yeah, he's going to try and keep his key count in a good spot, I think. This can be a drop room, so perhaps Tabin is looking for a compass.
That's what I was thinking. A compass or even another key.
Well, Truant has yet to find level 9, but he's only one screen above it and now is on it, so we'll know here shortly what his plan is. Looks like the answer is dig, so he probably has them. It was just a key in that room, but it does allow Tabin to go up.
And Tabin tries to bomb all the way to the northernmost column. It doesn't work. Picks up some more bombs. and is deciding to leave that room.
Yeah, Chad's bringing up an interesting point. Truant is sorting down these Pulse voice rooms, so apparently he did not go left into the Silver's room. Otherwise, you would think for certain he would just clear out the Pulse voice room by wiping them all out with a single arrow if they lined up properly.
Interesting.
I'm amused that he just did a... he just clipped down into the staircase block to dodge away from the red darknut that was coming after him, too. I think Tabin is now at the point where he's at his fourth staircase. He's taken one side to the other. So he's basically down to 5 staircases left that he can potentially see in this level 9.
And Truant Gamer looking like he's not really happy with the situation. He's probably going to have to spend a key unless he wants to either to beat that Petra. Eatma is still now with the red ring pickup.
Tabin is still on 3 hearts because he didn't have access to a sword or a candle for at least a little while. So he never really found any of the take any ones beyond perhaps just picking up the candle from one. And he's not really dug that many dungeons either. He's kind of behind the others in terms of exploration. Is that a compass in whatever spawning in this spiral room? No. Yes, it is. It's in the like on the right side.
Okay, so we have a Zelda location.
I would be amused if it was somehow just below the spiral, but it's probably not.
Nah, it's a bit further south and one over to the east, yeah. With now, John Tabin has that, and since he is the only one with the map, you can see exactly where it pops up.
He's now at a conundrum with his last key, so we'll see where he decides to spend it.
Yeah, looks like he's thinking he's just gonna beat these last 2 likes and go south.
Yeah, gonna spend his bombs now that he sees that pack on the floor. Does get a bomb hole, so I guess he'll go in there and bomb some more potentially, or... Oh yes, we've seen this room on Truant's side, but you can walk through and see what's on the other side again, so...
Yeah, looks like he has been through here. Or maybe he just bombed it open and then went a different direction or something.
Second item is the red candle right next to Zelda, or diagonally from her, so...
Yep.
We've now seen both. Unfortunately, Mr. Dunlow has not seen the red ring right next to start, because it's a little bit off the beaten path.
Oh, and I just saw on Mr. Dunlow's mini-map, it looks like he had found a staircase that leads to that one room to the east of Zelda.
Was there a shutter door by chance, or did we see?
Well, it would have had to have been. Oh, well, no, I guess it wouldn't have had to have been. It could have been completely isolated.
We've seen a lot more isolation as far as Ganon and Zelda in level 9 via staircase blocks since the most recent patch, so if that is the way to Zelda, that's actually some very...
Well,
Nope, never mind.
we've seen the shutter door in the room to the west of her.
I see. Also, Tabin's in the room now.
Okay, yeah, Tabin's in that room. Okay. So that's just a one-off room.
So we're getting a few questions in chat about the flag set. This flag set was initially a battle royale, which has run for a couple summers now. And the idea behind it was you had the kind of feast or famine gamble of level 9 potentially rolling both bow and silvers and not needing a ladder. So it kind of was, do you dig level 9 early, or do you dig other dungeons that you don't have labels for and hope to find the items? That was kind of the premise of the flag set. So it's kind of evolved a little bit now that we've had some significant flags change since, I guess, 2017, I want to say, is when it ran. But still, it's the same premise. You gamble and win or lose based on that gamble. Or you decide to dig everything and maybe you find the items that you need buried in a significant dungeon that nobody else wanted to dig.
Yeah, and Truant Gamer has left level 9, which we know is the right play for him since he does not have those silver arrows.
Yep, that's the good news. The bad news is he's been to the dungeon with the silvers and doesn't have them.
Yes, but I mean, I'd have to figure that if he's still looking around, he might go back to that one because he probably didn't explore it very far. If and John Tabin even using his potion, he really wants to get this Petra down. And gets it.
That was an interesting scenario there with that Patra. I don't know if you just saw that. So I'm guessing it was a master room because he hit the Patra center and the Patra died instantly. And we don't have 0 HP bosses, so that was legitimately just the one room or the handful of rooms that have the master enemy set, and the Patra was it. Somehow disappeared on the first hit.
It's very strange, yes. And yeah, and these two rooms could only be reached by wait.
That's a bait block.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, wait, is that the bait block in a corner of level 9?
Yeah, that's a pretty lame spot for that to be. It should be right in front of the ladder instead, but it's unfortunately in the very corner. Truant is back in a green dungeon, but it's not the green dungeon that he's looking for.
This is, I believe, level 5.
Yep, so he'll find the best item in the game, but not the most necessary item in the game. And by that, I mean the magical.
And he's running straight through key doors. And that's not even the side of level 5 that we really explored much when we had runners in here earlier.
It's not too far from the magical boomerang staircase, if I remember correctly. We do have two people outside of level 9 again. This looks like Dunlow's going to take his chances elsewhere.
Yeah, well, he knows he has to go somewhere else, because even though he didn't pick it up, he was the one that found that red candle, so he knows that at least one of his required items is somewhere else.
It is worth noting that even though you can clip into that raft spot, it logically is out of logic as far as the game is concerned. So you're not forced to be able to screen scroll onto any location. So you would have to have the ladder to pick the raft up to actually get there if there was a level there, which we know there isn't. But just a tidbit for if you ever play mirrored in this flag set.
And Itma Steel has found the red candle. He's probably going to just walk out of this staircase to pick up that key that dropped, and then he probably is going to leave because he knows the bow isn't in here.
Well,
he's going to continue looking around.
The one thing we haven't heard is Aurora, I don't think.
Yeah, now we've only had our sound on John Tabin's side, so we don't know if any of the others have found it. Itma Steel is leaving.
And we can presume, I think, that it's in the southeast of this level 9, based on the fact that we've seen two maps now, and both of the two maps that I've seen runners complete have had the southeast corner unexplored.
Yeah.
And Dunlow has walked into level 2, which we know has the bow, so he's not too far away from the first half of the equation. I wonder what his play will be if he finds the bow, because he has that red ring that he has not seen at level 9. The silvers are in what I presume to be level 7. However, because we're playing with hidden dungeon numbers and because nobody has gotten a map for it, we don't know 100% that is its location. It'll be in a dungeon that's on the bottom row, however, to start. Alright, Dunlow has half of the puzzle, assuming no ladder blocks, so now it's just a question of when he will find his way to, I believe, the Dead Woods?
Yeah, that sounds right. And steal into... is that our big old dungeon? No, I think this is... I don't remember which dungeon this was.
If I remember correctly, I think this was one, because it's segmented.
Actually, yeah, this was the segmented one.
We can't say for sure that's an unrequired dig, because I don't know that we've seen every power bracelet spot at this point.
And Tabin finds his red candle. Truant Gamer finds a magic boomerang, does not take it.
Yep, looks like he's going to clear this room and hope for a key drop and then leave, I would think. Or going to keep looking, see what else he looks for. Maybe another key drop somewhere.
Yeah, he is pretty low on keys.
And now Eat My Steel knows what dungeon he's in. I think for any casual runner out there, the first room you recognize in any level to determine where you're at is that drop in the 5 block room when you're playing with more basic flag sets, because that will only happen level 1. So whenever anybody sees that location on the restream, it's almost a guarantee that they know where they're at. Yeah, Eat My Steel, I think, entered level 9 with somewhere between 3 and 5 keys, and has doubled up on keys since. So 9 did have enough keys for you to navigate it fairly efficiently.
And Truant has headed into the golden level. Was that our level 6?
It was.
Okay.
The only thing that could be in here of use probably at this point, given what we see in level 9 with the Patras, is the ladder. The wand, I
Ladder
guess,
would
would
be the
be...
most useful. Wand, any key. Truant and John Tabin both had some serious key issues. I don't think Truant would be mad to see the any key at all here.
Oh, I think it's ladder, boomstick, and any key for Truant, and then it's ladder, any key for just about everybody else that does not have the book, as far as the order of preference.
Yeah. Well, except for, of course, whichever piece they still need for the bow and silvers, but we already know where those are.
I'll say this, I'm rather surprised that Truant did not pick up the Triforce to confirm where he was at. Given the lack of knowledge he has at this point on this dungeon, it would probably serve him well to have that information. Although he's going to get the map and realize he's in a biggish dungeon, so he already
Yeah.
now knows he's in 6 or 7, or potentially 8 even.
Ooh, and looks like a max roll on the red Gurias.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it when you're playing, but when the ropes or the snakes here roll all the way up, it's actually fairly difficult to fight them because it's just kind of off sequence in my opinion from everything else as far as when it fires or how it moves. So you're just not expecting it to go as fast as it does.
Oh, speaking of things that move fast, we've got some blue land molars, back-to-back rooms of blue land molars.
They look a little bit squishy, but that's also a squishy link for Truant since he does not have his red ring.
Yeah. And no bombs either.
And they do die, or pieces of them will die to the boomerang. So now he's going to try and clip the enemies on the way back to him with the boomerang, which is an interesting play. It's not going to work.
And not going to work. Nope.
Dunlo also had previously purchased just a potion.
Look where Eat My Steel is.
He's gonna walk in and potentially find his way pretty quickly here to the bow. So he's gonna be the first one with at least the majority of the puzzle in place on our restream. It looks like Truant now has the wood arrows, so It's not going to help him versus Ganon, but it may take out some Pulse Voice rooms in some of these dungeons and expedite his exploration. Meanwhile, Emai still is now in the room with the bow, so we're pretty close for potential go mode for Emai Steel.
Yeah, but it also means that if he finds his way into level 8, he could be in there exploring for quite a bit longer. Because that was where it was, I believe it was Eat My Steel that we saw get Goma blocked all over the place. Yes, it was definitely Eat My Steel.
Well, he's going to definitely go back to level 9 first, without a doubt. And then if he's ladder blocked, I almost think you make that play back to level 8, since you have the map, you know that you're Goma blocked, and you just bank on that being super trolly and having the ladder, in my opinion.
Agreed. Not to mention, I mean, level 8 has more items.
So now we're going to figure out whether or not Eat My Steel actually heard Ganon's roar. Given the way he's walking, I feel like he must have heard something along the way.
Seems like a decent bet. I mean, yeah, that is. He was heading towards a specific staircase. I think he's got this.
Well, it's definitely not over, though. We still don't know if you need the ladder at any point here. And Zelda's room could be a Chevy, could be a circle moat. Depending on the entryway, you could be blocked one way or the other in there. So one door might not be accessible to her. Yeah, it looks like it is in the southeast. That's kind of where we surmised based on everybody else's pathing.
And yeah, there's the door to Zelda.
So you have 2 access points, so that kind of takes some of the troll away from this level 9.
Oh, maybe yeah, there's another one. Maybe it wasn't so much that he knows where it is as that he knows where he hasn't been. And level 8 with the recorder.
So now we're going to see if you can bomb, I guess, into this lower segment. Zima still has to find a way around here.
Truant Gamer taking a death in level 8. And Mr. Dungo is in level 8 as well. Question is, has he purchased his wooden arrows? Doesn't look like it.
Beginning to think I was wrong, because it's another boss that just went down to 0. But it was the secondary. Oh, here's the heart container in this level 8. So now you can confirm that that was level 8 officially.
Yep. And yeah, and it's another heart container. That would be the normal ladder heart. And that should be his second item. Why is he still bombing around? Oh, probably just looking for more keys.
Yeah, alright. Having looked at the flags again, I didn't realize that it's actually set to random on the bosses, so that's why we see things dropping instantly. No master rooms involved.
And all 3 3 of our runners without the full puzzle are now in level 8.
Steel's kind of running out of spots he can get through here, because he's got some ladder blocks in his way.
Yeah, though the fact that he doesn't have the map yet means that there's obviously somewhere he hasn't been.
I've seen one moat. It was a top and bottom moat room that was kind of near the area he needed to get to with a door. Outside of that, I haven't seen a direct route or anything like that, so there is still potential for some bomb walls to open up for him.
Now, Eat My Steel is going to go up against the Patra, and if he gets it down, is going to find the extremely useless. Oh, okay. Yeah. Truant only just now found the floor heart and didn't even take it. Makes me wonder if he didn't realize that Heart Shuffle's not on.
Well, if that's the case, it's his flag set. So
yeah, that's a good point. You should know that.
Yeah, I'll be sure to give him a lot of trouble and grief if that happens to be the case. Don't forget your own flags.
But we've found another dungeon. Yeah, that's right. This is mixed overworld?
Yep, mix first.
That's what I thought. Whichever dungeon this is, it's recorder blocked, which, based on what we thought we had seen in level 8 earlier, means it's bow blocked.
And there is this potential for this recorder block dungeon to have something significant. It could have the ladder in it. And if that's the case, it might open up a path in level 9 that is required, or at least more convenient.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Also, when we get the map to this dungeon, we'll have a pretty good idea of which dungeon the silvers were in. I feel this dungeon can only be one of 3 numbers.
Yeah. And Truant hitting the save button. Wonder what he saw in there that he didn't like. And yeah, John Tabin realizing that he is straight up bow blocked.
It looks like Ema Steel is still trying to get to the center of this level 9.
Yep, he's opened a key door that he had never opened with another one to another side. So let's see. Okay, he's gonna bomb. He's gonna try to bomb first. And that just takes him to a room that he had been key locked out of. He's already been to every side of that room. Yeah, I think it's gotta be southeast, because that's most of level 9 right there. With the exception of the rooms straight north of Zelda, which we had already seen all of them on John Tabin's side.
Alright. Looks like Truant evacuated because he wanted to go back to level 9 and see what was in there.
Yeah, he has not found the red ring. I don't remember if he found the red candle and just left it, or if he hasn't found either item.
Oh, we have the silvers now on Mr. Dunlow's screen, so he's the second person to have at least the bow and silvers to take down Ganon.
Yep. And Eatma still bombing around, but the fact that there's a shutter door in that room means it won't be a staircase.
Yep, and John's now also level 2, so he's also going to have the bow and silvers, and it'll now be a bit of a race to get back to 9 between Dunlow and Tabin. I feel like Eat My Steel has been in this this row further to the east, so this transport I think has to take him over to the southeast, or he's potentially ladder blocked in one room. And it does take him one room further over and down, so this could be the path to Ganon, and it looks like he is entering Ganon's room, so here we go.
And this shouldn't be too tough a Ganon fight. Yep, got the stun lock, and there we go. We have bacon.
So now the ultimate question is, what room is Zelda in? It's probably under a 10% chance she's ladder blocked with just her room in play.
Yeah, because we've got entrances on at least two sides. So Double River would not be a block because we have an entrance from the west.
Yeah, it's basically Chevy and Circle Mode are the only two that will officially prevent us.
And he must still get a little turned around there? I think he did, because he's shooting these likes to go back south when he just stepped to the north.
It does happen. We'll see right now what we've got.
Yeah. And GG.
Yep, first on the restream with an official SRL time of 109.03. It's good for 5th in this race. We had 4 finished within the last 6 or 7 minutes. Captain Green 7 finished first at 102.12. Chest Jerk at 103.14. Shaddy at 103.27, so there was a 13-second difference there. And then Magic Friends finished in 4th place with a 107.50. So a lot of close, good times amongst the top 5.
Yes, fair enough, Kiros. John Tabin does not appear to have been to level 1 yet.
Yeah, I think he assumed that this was level 1, but really, with bow and silvers in hand, I think sooner or later you've just got to make that move to go to level 9. And once he picks his
Yep.
Triforce up, it'll guarantee him of what dungeon he was in.
Yep. And we have Eat My Steel in the booth.
Howdy.
GG.
Thank you.
So we don't know exactly what dungeon the Silvers were in, but man, were they fairly easy to get to as long as you had any sort of combat.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. I mean, the only kind of stuff I seemed to find was just useful stuff, so that kind of worked out well. But
I believe Truant was the first to find the bow on stream and went into the dungeon with the Silvers and bailed on it and hasn't been back since, and he's back into level 9 now looking for, I believe, the red ring, which was through a bomb wall near start. So he was the one with the early lead that's kind of fallen off pace, whereas we have Tabin and Dunlow with bow and Silvers. Dunlow's back in 9, and Tabin is in level 2. I think he hasn't realized that he's gotten the floor item bow out of here already.
Yeah, because he did pick up the Triforce. He should realize that this isn't level 1.
How concerned were you about the potential for a circle motor Chevy room in Zelda's room, given some recent play that you personally have had with Out the Ladder?
yeah, that was definitely in my head. And just like getting to Ganon, because it was such a playing a good game of find the bomb hole with him. I was just worried about the path to Ganon being ladder block too, for that matter. So yeah, I was waiting for it.
And Truant Gamer takes a death. And he's got most of level 9 covered, but I think he's considering what he really wants to do with this.
Looks like Tabin has sorted out that he no longer should be in this level 2, so see what decision he makes. If he goes to 9, we know that he doesn't need the ladder anymore. It's a question of whether or not he'll gamble on it.
Looks like he seems thoroughly convinced that he does need it. Probably he spent a lot of time in there, and we had his audio the whole time. So we are pretty sure that he did not hear the roar of Ganon, so I think he thinks he's ladder blocked.
To be fair, it's a magical staircase scenario for Ganon's location in the southeast. There's only one staircase that gets you down there as far as routes without the ladder. I don't think there was a route even if you had the ladder down there.
Yeah, no, I mean, what was that?
So that was kind of a close, like you take one stairway, it only takes you like a room away. I never tried bombing in between them, but I'm guessing you can't bomb between them. But it was like like a room over.
And Truant has stumbled upon the red ring, so now he knows he's got to go elsewhere, but he at least has some defense.
And Tabin back into the level with the Silvers, which we know does not have another item in it, because Truant Gamer dug out level 8. That was the Goma blocked dungeon. And it gave the heart container and the recorder, but Mr. Dunlo is facing Ganon right now. Oh, but he never found that red ring, so he can only take one hit before he's in trouble. But oh nope, had the stunlock, lost it. Now a Hyrule driver finishes him off. Oh nope, no stunlock there. And he got Ganon down. Truant Gamer's back into level 6.
Oh yeah, the 6 was a dungeon I forgot to Kananaki. I came in like super early, I killed the room, I was like, oh, I'll get Kananaki this, and I just didn't. Just brain lapse. Good thing I stayed out.
Ah, yes, with the red ring, Truant Gamer is going to give those Blue and Molus another go.
And it looks like Mr. Dunlo is officially finished in 6th place with a 117.36, so GG's out for him.
And that confirms that the silvers were in level 7.
Yeah, that's definitely a massive dungeon, so it's not going to be 3 or 4, it's definitely 7, as you noted.
Hello, Mr. Dunlo. GG.
It was some form of G. I guess it was good. These are weird flags, so I felt like I was doing horrible, and then all of a sudden I finished.
Yeah, these are definitely not your generic flags for a weekly or any sort of pickup race, but they are kind of a nice alternative to the kind of consistency of SG's normal weekly flags, which are Consternation or SG Live flags for the last little while.
Oh yeah, I thought this was super fun. I'm sure you could there's a lot of indecisiveness sometimes. You could probably see some of my moments where I'm like, okay, do I keep soldiering through level 9 and just dying, or do I go get a blue ring or try somewhere else? It makes it fun, and just a lot of different options in these flags.
Did you ever stumble upon the red ring? We have you updated to the blue ring.
No, I never found the. I actually only found 4 dungeon. Well, I guess 5 if you include number 9. So,
Well,
no, I didn't stumble into the red one.
You'll be depressed to know that if you went into the old man room of 9, went right, and bombed right, they were right there.
Well, crud.
Yeah, it was in level 9 there.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I mean, it didn't prevent you from finishing reasonably well amongst this field. I mean, when you lose to Eat My Steel, Captain Green, Shaddy, Magic Friends, Chest Jerk, a lot of big names there, so you can hold your head up high that you beat some of the top players in this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was pretty shocked with the finish, and this is a good field tonight, and I think there's something to be said for in these flags when you get in level 9. What I've been sort of doing is I've just been going until the point where either due to combat or resources, I just can't obtain any more information. So by the time I finally got to my breaking point and left to go get just the silver arrows wherever I could find them, I knew how to get to Ganon and Zelda and just set myself up in a decent position. So it's fun, the decision making in these flags.
We got an assist from John Tabin. He got the map to the Silver's dungeon, and I think I counted somewhere around 35, 34 rooms.
Yep. And well, the any key was blocked by the recorder. It was in a double block room guarded by a dig dogger in level 6.
So that means the ladder and the
Ladder
wand
and
are
the
in 3 and 4.
Levels 3 and 4. One of which was itself recorder blocked out in the desert. And the other we still haven't found yet.
Looks like Trude's going back into the dungeon with the magic boomerang. He'll be sad to...
I thought he had seen the magic boomerang, though.
Oh, he has. He's just flustered.
Yeah, Tabin has taken down Ganon. And he is not going to reset to the start of the dungeon like our first 2 on-stream finishers is. Oh, yeah, okay, so the ladder would have gotten you around that magic staircase, but without the ladder, you do have to up-A. Yeah, we saw that room that he just up-A'd out of from the north. So, yeah, magic staircase could have been gotten around with the help of the ladder.
Yep, he's at least the second runner to see that moat block and be a little bit depressed that he couldn't get right to Zelda. I think Taven has the alternative route to get back to Zelda's room, so I don't think this is going to take too much longer.
Yeah, these runners had covered much of level 9.
Yeah, I read my map wrong when I was heading back to the girl, and I went up and got shuttered in that lifelike room. I was so worried somebody was going to snipe me right at that minute.
And GG's to John Tabin. Truant Gamer turns down the magic boomerang for the second time.
Yeah, we have John Tabin was 8th with a time of 1:24.01. He was sniped by 20 seconds by Potato Pony, who finished 7th at 1:23.41. So we are down to a couple of people off stream and Truant on stream as far as those still going.
Yep. And yeah, you can tell that Truant feels like he's misplaced something because now he is back in level 2. GG's.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Good evening, John.
Good evening. So it turns out there wasn't a ladder block in 9. I was Wasn't sure for a while.
Nope, it was an inconvenient ladder block, but not a full ladder block.
Yeah. It was a magic staircase unless you have a ladder.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, I mapped out a lot of 9 and just never found Ganon, so I was kind of afraid to go back without at least checking some stuff that I'd found, and then I saw a couple more finishes going, and I think, there's probably a path. So
Yeah. The verdict is still out on which dungeon the ladder is in. We have ladder and wand outstanding between 3 and 4, with one dungeon.
oh
not
wow,
found.
so no one found the ladder.
Nope, not on this stream.
If I had a
There's only a 50-50 chance that anyone has even found the dungeon that the ladder is in.
Yeah,
That's
I
Like
didn't.
we said.
Yeah, I only saw 4 apart from 9, so there's a lot of dungeons out there that I never got to.
my guesstimate at this point is the recorder dungeon that Truant found probably has the ladder in it, just because there's only a handful of dungeons left beyond that he hasn't, or overworld locations he hasn't checked. Very possible that the wand is in the dungeon that perhaps is raft blocked or something along those lines.
Chat
But
saying,
hey, Truant is finally back in there.
Yep, and taking advantage of his any key to go to the right.
Chat's telling us Chesterk found the ladder somewhere. He came in 2nd overall tonight, I believe. So it must have sped him up a bit.
What's really unfortunate here is Truant is not going the direction that the silvers are in. He's going up into it.
Oh, he hasn't found the silvers yet. That was the first thing I found.
Yeah.
Was I the first one on stream to find them? Or, because
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, I guess I routed kind of weird because I kept dying on the overworld, so I could imagine if you took a less circuitous path, you might take longer to get over there.
Yeah, you were the first one because I remember seeing you go after it, and the keys had the plus HP and trolled. So you had to go get a sword and come back from it a little bit, but maybe somebody picked them up before you, but you certainly were the first to discover them.
No,
that's
I
right. I
think-
forgot about that. Though. So, yeah,
I think he was still the first to get them as well. But yeah, he was definitely the first to find them.
Yeah, I found them before I even had a sword, and I took down that Gibdo room with bombs, and then couldn't get to the silvers themselves. But it was good information to have right off the bat. Was I the last to the bow? Because it looks like Truant's silvers are last piece of the puzzle for Truant.
I don't think so.
You might have. I don't remember. Yeah.
I feel like Dunlow was behind you to the bow, but then you kept clearing level 2 looking for the ladder, I think, because potentially maybe you thought it was level 1 or something. I don't know exactly.
Well, yeah, I didn't determine it was level 2 until I got the I didn't know if it was I didn't know if it was 1, 2, or 3. I just know it was something small, and I got the Triforce piece and then realized it was just there was another floor item. Because I was looking for staircases for sure, but and then could find a staircase because it was level 2, and then I found the heart container, and I can't remember what else I went back to. I did spend quite a bit of time after the bow that was completely unnecessary, but
Yeah, well, the thing is, Heart Shuffle wasn't on in this.
Yeah, I think Truant actually forgot that at one point.
What do you? Oh, so I thought it was on for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I was definitely playing as Heart Shovel. I mean, I got my bow off the floor. I wasn't thinking about what dungeon it was.
Yeah, Truant, I think, was like digging dungeons looking for keys, and then he actually got his any key and was still looking for the floor heart. So that's why I think that
Yeah.
he maybe has forgotten his own
Yeah.
flag set. So we will definitely proceed to give him a little bit of grief later.
Yeah, and yeah, the any key was recorder blocked in level 6. It was just a double block room with a dig dogger in it.
Yep, the yellow dungeon was level 6. I know Dumlo got the Triforce out of it, but I don't think the other people on stream.
Yeah,
that,
I grabbed the Triforce and used that knowledge to immediately leave a shape 6 with 3 hearts, and then didn't
Yeah.
end up having to come back.
I don't think I ever saw a yellow dungeon.
I forget. I think it was. I almost want to say it was somewhere in the northeast or
Yeah.
It
northwest.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw 2, 5, 7, and an indeterminate large dungeon that had to be 8 or 6, but it was Goma blocked.
Yeah,
That
the
was 8.
Goma blocked dungeon was 8. Truant has dug it out, found the recorder and the heart container. And the recorder, in addition to blocking the any key in 6, also blocked a dungeon that, courtesy of Chess Jerk, we have determined does indeed have the ladder.
Yeah, this is going to be a really unfortunate time for Truant when he sees where the silvers actually are in this dungeon. Assuming he goes back to that room and looks at it. Since there is a one-off room, I think that'll actually save him from leaving this dungeon. See, there's one little room right above where the silvers are that you can bomb into, so he's going to head back that way.
Oh, so he did that section last. That is pretty unfortunate because there's a lot of dungeon there.
Well, he actually made it to the silvers room and just never... He either died because he had green tunic at that point, or just never pushed the block. So he's avoided it at all costs, basically. Oh man, all the turnstiles in the 7 too. I think that's at least two so far.
Silly locations where there's only one way to go and it's back the way you came. And we found Zelda's room. He's just going to up A away from it and finally head to the left.
He's gonna probably bomb up pretty quickly here, but I wonder if he'll re-clear this room. Looks like he will. I think if there's any time where it was appropriate to press F in chat for a runner, it's probably this time. He's gonna candle boost in.
He is not happy with himself. And even more so when it turns out to be the silvers. That's another candle boost.
Yeah, I think what really turned him around more than that even was sometimes you metagame when somebody finishes, and we had a couple people that are kind of notorious for moving pretty quickly into level 9 and looking at it finish early in this, and that kind of directed him back there before he got around to exploring dungeons again. And by the time he did that, he kind of lost track of what items he had seen in which dungeon, so he went back and saw the boomerang twice, the magic boomerang. Somewhere else, I think he went a couple times.
Yeah, he went back to level 2 and probably re-full cleared it or stuff to realize that he had seen every room and none of them had staircases.
So Dunlo finished with blue candle and a blue ring. I guess you never dug 9 at all.
I saw the red candle, but I already had a blue one.
Yeah.
And just turned around. And apparently I've been told the red ring was super easy to find. I just didn't bomb the wall.
Oh yeah, I found the red ring first. It was pretty close to start. I think it might have been the first staircase I checked. It was just if you went right.
Yeah, I think I just didn't bomb that wall, so I banged my head against the wall on level 9 and then dipped out and saved and bought a blue ring. Yeah. And then just sort of got lucky and stumbled into the silver arrows when researching Hyrule. So yeah, it's a weird one.
I was up to full rupees at one point, so I imagine blue ring wasn't too much of a burden to scrape.
Yeah, the 128 large was helpful.
Yeah.
I think that what also kind of kept Truant behind here is the fact that the wand is basically the hardest thing to get to. It could be on one of those second quest ladder spots. It could be raft blocked, but it's whatever it's blocked by. Nobody has found it that I know of, or at least haven't heard of anybody finding it. Nobody on stream got the wand, and he had the book fairly early.
He bought the book. I never saw the shop.
It was
Candle Row.
That corner spot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I never got to that. I mean, Mirrored Overworld screws with my routing anyway, so I'm all over the place. But even when I'm doing what I normally do, I tend to do Candle Row a little bit later than a lot of people.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 193 rupees or something close to that. And
that
I think
sounds exactly correct to me. Yes, 193.
That is exactly correct.
So Truant, I think, got all the way to 255 at least twice this seed because he bought the bomb upgrade for 2 bombs in one of the dungeons super early, and he had a bunch of money for that. And then I know he bought wood arrows at 255, and he bought the book at 255. So he has not been short of money. He's been short of keys for a lot of the seed, but not the money. So I wonder if he's got this Ganon location sorted out. I think he almost has to, based on the fact that he's kind of routing. Well, no, he's routing towards Zelda. I guess he's going to run into the ladder block first.
Yeah, this was...
Yeah, based on his map, I don't think he's... It's hard to tell, because he's been to a lot of the bottom section, but it's pretty far to the right.
Okay, he's gonna check some new areas there that he couldn't get to because of key blocks. Yep, this is that place.
Yeah, if you have the ladder, that basically shortens 9 drastically, but unfortunately...
Yeah, but it looks like he has been in those rooms. Yeah, he's been in the room where that staircase lets out. I just don't know if he ever bombed south from it.
Yeah, I think the issue right now is remembering what staircase he took to get into that segment.
Yeah.
I want to say it was more accessible from start. I thought I saw Eat My Steel go back to start and kind of take a bomb wall to the staircase.
Yeah, I think it was like just don't bother going to the northern half, just like go east.
Yeah, I when I came back and found it, I just went right and bombed where I could, and eventually found Ganon. The first time I was in, I went right and kind of eventually went up and missed it completely. But I just had to figure out which wall I had skipped, and not always easy.
But yeah, this should be his path. Oh, okay. Yeah, can't go any further that way without the ladder. But I think that room that he just left was the one that he needs.
Exists there, and then he bombs south in the patch.
He might be hearing the yeah, that's right. You could hear the roar from that river room, I think. But it was maybe not. I know you had to bomb. You bombed into Ganon from the Patra, but there was something. But I found him from the left first and couldn't get in from the left, and I could hear it.
This will be short work with a magical sword, at least. So it's gonna.
Oh, I didn't even notice him pick that up. But yeah, with 13 hearts, no surprise that he managed to get it.
Yeah, I tracked the magical sword, and even as I was writing it down, I was like, "There's no way this is happening." I actually gave up a heart at one point because just to check an extra room in 7, which didn't even need to be spending time on. Because
I will certainly say this, John. You were low percenting for the longest period of time on stream for certain. I think you had wood sword and 3 hearts for at least 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that I dipped into 9 first and found the red ring right away, so it wasn't truly low percent. But yeah, I was underpowered for a while. I didn't get my 4th heart for a long time, and I checked white sword as soon as I did, and it was indeed for 4 hearts. Chest Jerk never had wood sword because he's got to have heart.
Yeah, I think most of the runners, I think Dunlow picked up a blue candle and opted out of it in favor of the heart to go get the white sword at some point.
Yeah, that's what I did. I knew that white sword was there, and I just retried. And I had also seen that the blue candle was accessible via a non-candle shop. So I
don't think I ever saw it taken. Think of it. I bought my potion.
And Truant Gamer was dropping bombs left and right. I do not think he is very happy right now.
Well, it was apparently a 10 heart magical sword yet, so made that kind of easy. But get your GGs out. We had Dr. J finish at 142.11 and Truant finish up at, let's see here, 143X as he's bombing everything. 21.
Hey! GG!
Y'all really wanted to stick around and watch that, huh?
Absolutely.
I mean, with the amount of times that Truant Gamer has top roped everybody with first place finishes in these weeklies, it's only fitting that occasionally self top roping happens. Unfortunately, tonight was your night for that.
Yeah, I felt my comment was pretty on the nose tonight.
The pathing, unfortunately, to the wand was apparently pretty significant. The dungeon you noped that you had recorder blocked, Chester told us was the ladder, so that would get you access to the raft or the 2 ladder spots, which I guess is where the last dungeon is with the wand. So your book purchase that was super early in comparison to, I guess nobody else picked it up in the end, but never ended up paying off because of where the wand happened to be.
Yeah, I had enough money, and that was a large secret. I figured I might as well grab it while I was there, and it happens.
Apparently the ladder spots are nothing, so looks like the raft actually hit that one time, or there was just a random spot that somebody didn't check or something. But anyways, I don't know, this sea was kind of interesting, because you were definitely the first to the bow. And you went into the Silver's dungeon, and I guess that was still when you had Green Tunic or something?
Yeah, I went in there and died, and I must have had something on my mind, and I left that room and never came back to it, and didn't really mark my map very well to go back to it. And then I think I went through all of that dungeon, and then I realized, wait, I think there's a room over here, and sure enough.
Yeah, that one room I feel like almost saved you from leaving that dungeon again, because you had already been in the room with the silvers, and there was a room above it, and when you went back there, you suddenly saw that there was a push block there.
I was approaching forfeit mode at that point. If I wouldn't have found anything in there, I think I would have checked one more dungeon I knew, and then I would have probably just called it quits. Mostly because I messed up my tracker to the point that I didn't know what I had where, and it would have been a mess to go back and dig everything just to confirm.
Yeah, we noticed you go back to a couple of levels, level 5 with the magic boomerang and level 2 with the bow.
You did stumble upon the Iniki in 6 that nobody else found, mostly because of what was guarding it.
I went back to 2 because I thought I had a floor item still in there, and I'm guessing it must have been a heart because I didn't mark what it was.
I guess my next question for you is, do you remember your own flag set with the heart shuffle being off, or was that something that eluded you? Because I had it on my notes, do I give him some trouble if I think he's got heart shuffle on the brain? Because it was definitely off.
And I looked right at it too. I even went back and pulled up the thing to see, because I wanted to see what the ladder hearts were, because I thought those were normal, and I whatever. Whatever.
I did the same thing. I thought it was heart shuffle the whole time. I redug a lot of stuff that was totally dead. But
Once again, my comment is perfect for this.
no.
Well, it happens to all of us. I mean, you look at what I just did the last time I was on a restream buying a key when I had any key, so we can all self-troll occasionally. It just happens.
Oh well, glad everyone enjoyed it.
I mean, I enjoyed the seed because it felt like you were blocked by a lot of different things at different times across all 4 runners, and it just happened that you could sneak around almost all of it to get to the bow and silvers and to Ganon and Zelda. So
yeah, that's why I like the flags. When we did this as a battle royale, I think we had 2 weeks where you had to bomb through Ganon to get to the bow to be able to fight him. Or no, 1 week was to the bow, the other week was to the recorder to go to a spot to get the bow. So it control you pretty good, whether you do it yourself or not.
yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the finale, but I think it's up on YouTube. If you look for the highly unusual battle royale, it'll probably take you there. And that final was pretty fun to watch too. So
Yes,
you have time.
Someone in chat said they had checked it out.
Yeah, if you go back and watch that, you'll see a pretty good race there as well. But yeah, this is a good kind of turn away from a lot of the flags that we had to practice for SG Live and the consternation practice we put in. So good week to get away from that, and we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, thanks for doing it, everyone. We'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks a lot to Speed Gaming for the restream. Thanks to Fury and CCX for the commentary. And good night.
You guys.
Good night.
Yep, on behalf of Speed Gaming, who was gracious enough to give us Speed Gaming 1 tonight, I'm Fury SK. That was CCX. We had Cheers push the buttons for us, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, everyone.